Are you fucking kidding me? This is just so damn stupid. This is just going way out of control. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. A lot of people don't even realize, even for as long as I can remember, on how arrogant a lot of Christian fundamentalists can be. Being proud of being a Christian, being proud of believing in God, and trying to better your life and all this stuff like that. That's one thing. I don't have a problem with that. But I see a lot more arrogance in religious people, especially Christians, them being the worst. I see a lot of more arrogance in them than I do with people that are either atheists or agnostic. Not that there isn't any arrogant people that are atheists. I mean, there's some that are like very arrogant, even though they're right not for believing in God, and they think that it's stupid that the devil exists or Satan or whatever you want to call him. But they to go as far as to say that people that believe in God are fucking stupid, and then just make one insult after another and things like that, thinking there's going to gain any kind of benefit. But all you're doing is ranting. You have to give a very good, convincing argument. Otherwise, it's just a rant. But they're nowhere as near. Even people that are into witchcraft, like Wiccans or whatever. Of course, you could come across some that are arrogant and things like that. But they can never be any. It can't be any worse than Christians. Not Christians, not all Christians in general, but the ones that are hardcore, fundamentalists, like even cults like Jehovah's Witnesses and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They try to be subtle and polite at first, but then you do see a level of arrogance. And if you really look at the type of behavior that a lot of them have, like one time I was at a local McDonald's restaurant, and I noticed even in other restaurants, there's people that would read quotes from the Bible, and they would try to share their thoughts and their feelings to me, and like, yeah, that's okay. I don't believe in God, but it helped better your life. That's good. And I would shake their hand and just leave. But in one restaurant, I don't remember. It was some local restaurant. I don't remember the name of it right now. But there was these black people. They were like middle aged, and they were talking, and I forgot how we got into the conversation. But they were talking, and then this one lady, she said that how her life got changed for the better when she gave her life to Jesus. That she used to be a crackhead, or she used to be addicted to crack, but now she changed her life for the better. And okay, great. That's I'm happy for you in that sense. But the level of arrogance she felt like she had an obligation to try to convert as many people as possible. I mean, okay, you changed your life changed for the better because you gave your life to Jesus or whatever, and now you're a born again Christian or whatever. Okay, great. I'm happy for you. But keep that shit to yourself. Don't try to if someone is interested in hearing what you have to say, then that's great. You could share them, and they want to become a Christian themselves. That's great. I mean, I applaud you for that. But if someone doesn't want to listen, if they're not really interested in you, why do you always have to push? Why do you always have to fucking try to like get them hook, line, and sinker to get as many of the fish into the boat as possible? I mean, there's no need for that shit. There's no need for it. And she was trying to do that to me. I told her that I used to believe in God, but not anymore. And she was like, she didn't do it like in this fashion, but in her mind, she was like, I need to save this lost person. I need to save this lost soul. That's my job to do this. Like, fuck you. It's not your fucking job. What the fuck's wrong with you? You don't. And she was like trying her best to convert me. Like I lost my way, that she needs to grab me and put me on the right path. And, I mean, first of all, it's not her job to do that. It's not anybody's job. Just like it's not my job to convince people that God doesn't exist, stay away from that shit or whatever, and then try to put them on the path of becoming either an atheist or agnostic. Unless that particular group is very dangerous. Like if they're known to brainwash people, then I will let that person know, hey, don't associate with these people. They're fucking crazy. If you believe in God, that's fine, but don't let these people brainwash you. Be more liberal with your thinking and that kind of thing. And okay, after a good half an hour to 45 minutes of her trying to convert me into that and stuff like that. And I noticed, just like that example of that T-shirt. One of them was wearing a shirt similar to that, but it wasn't a knight. It was something else. But it was a warrior type thing, and it says, "I'm the warrior of Christ," and he was wearing it with pride, like nothing could touch him, like nothing can do him harm, what kind of thing, just because of that T-shirt and because of his faith, and because he had a messed up background, and he gave his life to Jesus, and his life got better and whatever. And they were saying so much shit about the enemy. The enemy's this evil around us. There's people doing this. There's music videos that show this and that. And yeah, of course, I agree with that. They're explicit. And of course, and then when they start talking about heavy metal music, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. I listen to heavy metal. And they're talking about horror movies in general. That if you get into it, you're letting Satan poison your mind, and he's the enemy and all that. Like, I don't want to fucking hear this shit. So I politely just told him what I thought, and she was getting more and more pissed off. And she didn't go off of me or anything like that, but she started to try to gain the moral high ground. She would there was what you would call a Red Queen's paradox, in which when two people are competing, they try to bring something to the fight to gain advantage over the other person, and then the other person brings something to the argument, and then the other person does the same thing, try to bring something to the argument to outdo the other, and then they just keep going up and up. That's what they're doing. But I wasn't trying to compete for advantage. I was just trying to tell her how I felt. That's all. This is how I feel. Stop trying to convert me. So she finally gave up, and then she said, just beware of the enemy. Lucifer, Satan, he's the enemy. He does this, and she just kept on. She was very country bumpkin, very ghetto. And then I went to the bathroom after I ate my food, and then like 20, I think 20 minutes later, or 25, I don't know. I went to the bathroom. I washed up, and when I came out, I saw the lady, the black lady, trying. She was talking to this one lady, this white lady, who was about to leave. They finished their meal, and she was putting their little jackets onto them, and putting some and grabbing their stuff and things like that. And that lady was just coming up to her. She's telling her, I used to be on crack until I found Jesus and this and that. And the lady was just putting on the jackets on little kids. First of all, you don't talk about that in front of little kids to begin with. What happened in your background, and that's very inappropriate. And then the lady didn't want to be bothered. I could just tell her. I could just see that in her face. And she was like putting the jackets on her little kids, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay, thank you." And she just kept on, and she touched her on the shoulder. Says, "You need Jesus. You need Jesus because He could only save. He's the only one." And okay, all right, thank you. And then when she did that, she took it as like she's trying to give her the brush off, and then she didn't like that. So she kept on pursuing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I had to intervene. I'm sorry, but when that shit happens, I have to intervene. I came up to her and I politely just tapped her on the shoulder. And I said, can you just please, hold on. Miss. I forgot your name. Miss, look. And she knew that I was tapping her on the shoulder. And then when she was going like this, and then when she was being tapped on the shoulder, I could just tell that she just wanted to fucking just go off on me because I was rudely interrupting her or something like that. So I tapped on her shoulder even harder because of the fact, even though I do admit I did overdo it myself in a sense. I admit to that. But I was telling her, I said, hey, please leave him, let him go. Just let him go, please, miss. And then she just turned and she gave me that look like she wanted to fucking strangle me. And then her friend, this guy, whatever, the one that was wearing the t-shirt, and his other friend was saying, "Come on, let's go." And then she wanted to go off on them, like they're interrupting something that she's supposed to do or something like that, or I don't know. Some kind of crap like that. So after a while, she just like gave up, and then she just went with them and left. And then when the kids were ready to leave with that lady, she was saying, I didn't want to be rude, but she was, I know, she was that way with me too. She was constantly just like being overly persuasive. I mean, I hope that it didn't bother you. And she said, I don't know. I didn't want to be mean. I'm not a mean person. I don't yell at people. But she was telling me about her background and saying things. I got kids here. You don't tell me about what happened, what you used to do, and it was just, the whole thing was crazy. And one thing that's very important is when I notice how a lot of Christians, of course, when they have even for many years when I was growing up as a teenager, or when I used to believe in God, there was like a Christian store where they would sell crucifixes or pictures of Jesus or pictures of anything pertaining to the Bible, or even little stone tablets of the Ten Commandments and stuff like that. And I mean, that's one thing. Okay, you want to make money off of that, people, only Christians go there. People that believe that they buy and they make money off of it. Okay, that's great. Just like how there's a store for people who are into witchcraft. They're into Wicca or whatever. They have crystal balls, they got sage, they got incense burners, they got, the list goes on and on. Stones, crystals, whatever that kind of thing. And books. And but for someone to go as far as to advertise And there was this, I don't know if anybody ever seen that t-shirt where they show Jesus. He's all buff. He's all muscular. He's in a push-up position, and he has a giant cross on his back, resting on his back. And he was about doing a push. And he was about to do a push-up, and it says, "Bench press this, the sins of the world." And people are like, "Wow, that is so amazing. Jesus is he's so fucking amazing." He's like, it's ridiculous. Trying to like show off, or trying to like make him look like a badass against evil, against ultimate evil. And they'll show a warrior, and then they'll say, "I'm the warrior of Christ. Like, don't fuck with me. My soul belongs to Jesus," or that kind of thing. And then that T-shirt that you saw that I in the beginning of this video, and people are just eating that up. People are just like, it makes them very proud and very arrogant. Like, it gives them like more value, or more. All it does is just makes them more arrogant. It excites them, and it gives them this type of false sense of emotional and psychological solace, which eventually turns into arrogance and narcissistic behavior. Yes, it does. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.